What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and we have a full crew today.
Yes, we do.
I've got
Travis, TNT Tangeman.
Oh, I'm up.
I'm
new to this format.
right into that microphone.
I'm Mason.
Mason Johnson, and then
How's it going, guys?
Oh, I'm.
I think they're going well. They can't answer, so I'll answer for them. They're going.
Well, I'm sure they'll
fantastic.
answer in the comments.
They will.
Talking to the audience.
They won't.
And then lastly,
Jacob Johnson.
what Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So, before we jump into it, if you like the content, go out to patreon.com/TCG University. Throw us a couple bucks, hit one of the tier levels, get some exclusive /time-gated content. If you don't have any bucks to toss, that's totally fine. Go out to YouTube, where everything goes up free a little bit later, and do all that cool YouTube stuff, like subscribe, comment, share, bell, all of that jazz.
Hit the bells.
Hit that bell. So, with that, the first topic that I want to talk about, actually, let's talk about our weeks in UFS. So, Mason, you're gonna get, you haven't done anything in UFS. You're on as a special guest. The only thing you've done is just like freak out about Mitsurugi, right? That's just it.
Actually, I've been doing a lot of UFS deck teching.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
But none of it's been Soul Calibur themed.
Okay.
So if that's the topic of our conversations.
No, absolutely not. What have you done this week?
I went through pretty much all my UFS stuff a little while ago.
Rad.
And I rebuilt my Morrigan deck with Darkstalkers versus Street Fighter.
Mhm.
Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers.
Yeah.
Whatever that set's called.
It's boring. Who cares?
In that set, and that deck's kind of cool now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Stacker Morrigan.
Yeah.
She's really interesting. Too bad I'm not gonna be able to play it anymore once the set comes out. 'Cause
Totally.
For Morrigan, one dot's gonna rotate.
100%.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm very upset about that too because I really wanted Thrill of Battle. Like I really wanted Thrill of Battle for Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just revealed
Oh,
top
shit,
stack
yeah.
and attack. Oh shucks, I guess I'll draw it.
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I like that.
Jake, how about you?
I've played Ivy since I built it. If anyone was there watching me stream games with you,
I was on Monday.
of time of recording, and it's been a blast. I played Kotal Khan this last weekend in a tournament. Did not perform as well as I wanted. Granted, the first game I really messed up and tried to play Search Snake turn 1 and failed my whole turn.
Remembered it was your off symbol card?
I remembered it was off symbol as soon as I had checked a 3 and committed my character to pass it.
Oh, no.
Other than that, that's about all I've done for UFS.
I have deck jumped twice in this week. I remade Faye, thinking that for the Atlanta PTC we're gonna have Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers, Soul Calibur, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I've gone back and now I'm playing Jackie Underwater. I'm just playing the loop deck. Deck's fun. Deck can blow you out on turn 2. It can blow you out on turn 20. It's a blast. Just trying to find numbers and really hone that in. Travis?
I built Vega Under Death recently, and I played it at a tournament. I got first with it. It's really good against aggro decks, which there are a lot of in this format. Just kind of says stop playing the game for a second, and then you just blow them out with From Hell, and it got a lot of new support in Soul Calibur as well. Like, all of Yoshimitsu's stuff is really good in it.
Okay.
Because you just want to blow up their foundations and their staging area as much as possible.
I'll tell you, it's annoying. Good is undetermined right now.
So, speaking of Yoshimitsu and speaking of Ivy, the whole first topic is let's just take 15 minutes and talk about Soul Calibur. We have gotten all of the spoilers. If you want to, you can go out to, I'm fairly positive we have them on UFS University's Facebook page. If not, you can go to the Rockford UFS page, and they're definitely all out there. Or,
Sure James
shout outs
shared
to the OG. You just go to Jasco's homepage and they got it there.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen everybody. What stands out to you, Jake?
Nightmare, very much so.
I'm playing Nightmare at Worlds. There's no way I'm not.
I most likely am at least building Nightmare for Worlds. If he's still there, that's the only character that stood out to me that could get banned.
Yeah.
Other than that, I know I'm building a Mitsurugi deck for someone.
Hey.
And I am building a Lilith deck.
Lilith 2?
Yep.
Under
Water.
with
Zhanghua cards, because I believe that she made Lilith best symbol underwater and insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in my head, I don't actually know if that's true or not yet because I haven't tested it at all.
That's fair.
Because you were testing it under
mean,
Earth before,
I
right?
played Under Earth, and that was what I was really liking because Dark Cheerito is broken.
I mean, her 3 damage attack, X is the one that gives all your other 3 damage attacks 1/1, and as long as it's in your card pool, is really nuts in Lilith. More free stats.
So I've been on Patreon for the any tier level. If you're just $1 tier, I'm making these like first glance looks at every character. So far, I'm up to Maxi of like every card from all the past sets that matter. Maxi has access to a card, and Mason's gonna bust a nut. You
It's
remember?
Ominous Whistle, right?
It's not Ominous
No.
Whistle. It is Fighting for Wiley.
Oh, I like that card too.
That card's very, very good in Maxi. Do you know what that card Fighting for Wiley does?
No clue.
I had to read it again.
That's one that kicks a foundation out of your card.
Kicks
And
pool?
then
foundation,
if
you
it
get
deals-
speed, and if it deals, you add it back to your staging area.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
damage.
Oh, it gets damage?
It's plus 2
Yeah.
damage.
Dang, I wish it was speed.
I was playing a Reese deck that played that and flopped it with a King of Fighters card that said all your air or order attacks got stun 1 while it was in your card pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then you
yeah.
just
I
added
know
it
that
and
card.
rotated it because it gave your next deck plus 2 damage when
Yeah.
you added it.
That's
So
rad.
then you just flipped it around. It
That's
was really
very, very cool. But no, I think of Maxi's cards because I actually have not looked deep into Maxi, but like that plus Siberian Scientist, or Maxi says add a foundation into your card pool to like ready a card or discard a momentum
yeah.
to ready a card, and
That's
so
under
like
air, right?
Siberian Scientist or Fighting for Wiley.
Fighting for Wiley.
Fighting for Wiley's under air, yeah.
Man, I was thinking like a Scorch Wheel deck. So like, if you do that enough with Scorch Wheel and
Mhm.
Maxi,
Yeah.
I don't know, because of his action, you can get to like some major draw.
Yeah, you
potential.
can. There's a lot of. I think tri-symboling Maxi like might be a fun thing that you can do at a locals. I'm not positive it's like hyper competitive, but I think you could easily tri-symbol this deck and just like shuffle around your card pool well enough.
'Cause you have the good symbol for Chun-Li's card that
Mhm.
flips the build one in. Oh, you could
Yeah,
do it.
like you. There's some stuff you can do. There's some neato stuff.
Under
mean-
the good symbol, you get Phase card too. That builds you.
Honky Tonk.
Honky Tonk Woman. That
I mean,
builds you foundations.
Jake, if you remember, I kind of did that. The deck wasn't very good, but I did that a while back.
I remember seeing that. This
Yeah.
is actually a good version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's very cool, actually.
This is the character I know that Barrett is wanting to play.
Maxi,
Yeah.
that's rad.
He's really cool. He's got Reese symbols.
Yeah,
That's what's really cool about
he's
it.
got re-symbols.
He's
You're
got
right.
re-symbols.
You're right.
Makes me happy.
But yeah, Ivy's got a million cards that you can interact with. I just did today just because like he's a character I'm really interested in, and honestly I couldn't be patient. I went through a list of every attack that triggers off of Nightmare's static. Obviously, like you don't get to play those cards, you don't get to play all of them, and all of your attacks won't trigger his effect. But like,
There are 32 different ones.
yeah, like 32 different cards that will just be like, hey, this gets 2 free damage for existing. Like I think takedown, minion or demon grab, is that what it's called? Demon grab, minion grab,
Demon grab.
minion grab, scorpions. Demon grab gets a free 2 damage. So it's a one high for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
1 high for 4, 8 if you make the check, and,
Yeah.
and ignores progressive, and your opponent can't block with action cards.
Crazy, huh?
And if they block you, you could add it back to your hand.
Yeah.
If you want. You probably wouldn't want to do that one, but like that's the only problem with that card in him. But
I mean,
whatever.
I checked a 6, I tapped 1, and now it ignores. So now like they get to block that one, and then I'll still burn them for the throw, because it's a throw.
And I mean, if it's the only attack you draw, you just pick it up and you play it again,
Yeah.
and then that's not bad.
Or you pick it up and then build 3 foundations and say, I got another one for next turn.
Yeah, you
I'm
still
down.
can't use action cards against me.
Yeah. Like there's plenty of stuff that Nightmare can do. I haven't even gone through foundations.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Dark Chirito on him.
Yeah.
To where if you block Dark Chirito, I'm gonna lift it back and block you with it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real degenerate, I think.
The
But who
only
knows?
the only other character that I've done like any looking for me personally is Zhonghui. I think I absolutely love there was a Sakura that used to
Shanghua,
whatever.
whatever it is.
Shaolin Showdown. There was a
That's the wrong game.
yo, if we got Shaolin Showdown, that'd be hype as hell. All the assets for the all right, whatever. But there was a Sakura that like pretty much did what she did, but I actually think X does it better. by getting to play 2 of it. It's,
I mean,
it's a little limited by the 3 damage, but like
Yeah, I remember which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, is she 3 or less?
she is 3, printed 3,
Printed 3.
printed 3, or else like there was a
Or else
bunch
you'd
of
be playing cats on your opponent's turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of cats, we have an unblockable attack with cats.
Oh yeah, the Mitsurugi action is okay. I give it worlds. Like it'll be running rampant in worlds,
You think so?
and if it actually is doing stuff, it won't be exist anymore. That's my guess. Or they'll print a lot of counters in the next set to damage bonus abilities or action cards.
I think the way that you just fix this is you just make unblockable a keyword.
Yeah, though you can remove it.
You just make unblockable a keyword
You
so the
can-
cards can interact with it, and then you're fine.
I guess it doesn't get flash
That's
either.
fair.
So DR honestly is like
Mm-hmm.
the number 1 call against this combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can
Wait,
still
it
survive a list.
doesn't it say that you have to like your attack has to be unblocked before the action card can make your next one unblockable, right?
Correct.
So if you just block,
Yeah. I mean,
Then-
there's plenty of counterplay.
Obviously, it's
So-
counterplay. It's just like there are characters in this game that give 4 speed for free on a card called Missile Launcher that already gets 4 speed for free.
Yeah.
On turn 2, you can play this 11 speed attack that has stun 2.
And
That's fair.
and
They
Kung
can't
Jin,
block it. That's what
and
I'm talking
Kung
about.
Jin was form given 2 momentum for your cats, and so it's not powerful too. I mean, you've already got
It's
it.
another 4 damage. So Cats has 24 base damage unblockable.
Does it say the unblocked attack has to do damage?
No.
Because if
I
not, people are
don't
gonna have to
think
start blocking fatalities too.
Yes, it does not say that, but you have to find a way to give fatality stun,
Okay.
which is not hard.
No.
is fatality a weapon?
No.
No.
Shanghua
Okay.
can do it under Void.
Yeah, that's
Right? She has it?
Yes.
She has Void? Okay, perfect.
Yep. You can just I don't know, under fire play
Quick and precise.
quick and precise. That's the card I'm looking
Quick
for.
and precise and Kung
There's-
Jin's Foundation because it
There's
has
a lot
combo.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of stun cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just
Yeah.
like, hey, you have to block the fatality now. Or the sick one. You ready? Paralyzing gaze. That's the sick one.
Oh.
The stun 3,
It's
0
stun
mid
3,
for
0
1.
mid for 1. In Mitsurugi, you give it some
Oh.
extra damage, and you're just
Under
like
the good symbol?
under fire too.
Well,
Paralyzing
it's
is
not a
fire.
weapon though, so you can't give it damage.
No,
No, you
the-
can't give it stun. More stun.
It already has stun. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters.
Why do you need to give it another 1 stun? It's already got stun 3.
Because every stun matters.
Every
Okay.
stun matters. Ask Coffee Samba.
Ask Coffee Samba.
Fair
But-
enough.
Yeah, like I can imagine like a Mad Bros is gonna throw that as a 2 of in his deck and just be like, oh, Coffee Samba. Well, I stunned your whole board out, and I gave this extra speed, and now Cats killed you. I Punch and Judy'd it.
Punch and Judy, and you can't block it.
Oh no.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're just saying that the Mad Pro deck that's run rampant for a while. I don't know how well it's doing right now, but last time I was
It
playing, was doing
hasn't been
well.
at a lot of events recently.
Mm.
I haven't seen Keenan at a lot of events, so it hasn't been there.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Fair
it's definitely still really good. If anything, it got better because of confronting Jeddah, but people aren't playing it for some reason.
I mean, people are
People are playing new stuff and trying the current meta. It's not at the top tier because that's what everyone says is the top tier.
Mhm.
Since we don't have a gigantic game, we don't have all this diverse things happening.
reading my
Mhm.
mind.
Yeah,
So because Keenan isn't showing up to play it, nobody's playing it, and
pretty much. So
Okay.
no one knows it exists.
This thing just says if your stun or weapon attack is not blocked. It's so silly. Your next attack is
Yeah.
+4. So
and
silly.
unblockable.
So silly.
And worst comes to worst, that card just sits in your hand. It's like, oh, my opponent had to discard a card. Chugs.
Yeah.
You activated stun or an action card. Oh, goodbye one of your cards.
Did you revoke? We'll discard an additional one.
Yikes.
yeah.
Revoke's already discard 1. Like,
Oh, the other card I'm hype about is the Nightmare action. You can just like randomly sit on them, and then every time your opponent responds, they burn for 4 vitality.
man, Fight Like You Mean is going to be an absolute beating in Bishamon too. So like, Bishamon just gives free stats on all his shit,
Yeah.
and so it's just like +4 plus another 4. It's a weapon. Like I think.
Oh, that'd be really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Under Void.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a There's a bunch of really gnarly stuff.
But do you know what I'm really excited for?
Hmm.
This lovely beauty, Sophitia.
Sophia?
I love her
Yeah?
design because
Yeah?
she's like really good Gabrek.
Yeah. I got all the symbols too, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like her asset a lot.
Her asset's nutty.
It's the best asset.
like
Nutty.
like in Soul
Not
Calibur.
actually,
In
but-
Soul Calibur, the 3 characters that I play are her, Siegfried, and Mitsurugi.
Yep.
And I love all 3 of them.
I play Nightmare, Taki, and Grow. And I don't like Grow in this game. Taki,
I think
I
Grow's
know
nuts.
I'm
but-
gonna build
He
Taki.
definitely is.
I've been thinking
but-
about it.
Her support is weird.
How you guys feel about character box stopper as well?
I don't like it.
I think that if the stars align for him, he'll win any game. And
Yeah.
if the stars don't align, he'll lose.
Yeah.
I am for sure building as well. Because I'm gonna
'cause
sack
you're a
people.
You are
main
the
player.
only person that I know that will build it here.
I'm gonna sack the shit out of people.
I think he's really lame. I don't like his design at all.
Come on, you
He's
can
just-
minus
he's
6
just a
damage
coin-
by milling them.
He's just a coin flip character.
Yeah.
I mean-
it's just not. It's not clever.
But it's like it's not. It's like I roll a d20 and I rolled a critical, I win.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't roll a critical, I lose.
He's just a better front for the fatality mill decks that we've already been seeing. He has chaos. He gets to play surveyor and fatality every turn, and he mills them faster.
I guess.
yeah.
And
mean-
and I'll just say it again. I think it's really lame. Like,
Yeah.
I
just-
mean that
it's
deck
just
is
not
really
clever.
lame. So
I mean,
really lame deck. For a really lame
I'd
character
rather
seems good.
play as well than Keith,
I don't
honestly.
know. I really like that whole like action card. I thought it was gonna be an asset called Soul Calibur. Like that was my guess.
I'd have been down.
Or like the ring. Like they could have just made an action card
Like
called
the
Ring Out,
stage?
and it was the
or the stage.
Yeah, Stage Out or whatever.
yeah. I think.
They already made that in Mortal Kombat though, didn't they?
No, they made
Stage
Stage Kill.
Kill.
Stage kill.
Because that's what happens in Mortal Kombat. You kill them at the stage. This one, you knock them off the stage. It's like the unique thing about Soul Calibur, and they didn't make it a card.
Go ahead.
the auto lose card.
You can copy Soul Edge with Mushroom Experimentation as well. So if they block an attack, then mill 20.
Full block.
What
block.
what symbol
Full
does
block.
that thing have?
Chaos. And evil, I guess.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, so
it's
under
got both.
evil you could just
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think I know what I'm building.
So
Oh, grow with explosion underwater.
Yeah.
That should be pretty hype. They're all 5/5s.
they are.
And
all
also
5/5s.
X is ultra rare.
Yep. And X is ultra rare. The best to play it in the biz.
Would Bubble Lead be really good in him?
I think so. Actually.
Bubble Lead be pretty hype.
Doesn't sound that bad.
I think
He
he
says
played.
four printed damage, right? And bubble leads 5, but you still get still get 2/2 on all of them.
Yes.
Yep.
And you shove their card pool.
I don't think it's bad.
And then with his weapon, you get +2 to your multiple rating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that this character that all of these characters can do.
I think,
I forgot that asset gave +2 to multiple rating,
yeah.
and it's not just playable in him,
No.
is it? Or is it?
But,
Is he one of the
no,
ones
no,
that
no,
has
no,
the-
No,
None of
it's
them-
playable in anyone.
No one has
All
their
of them
only.
are playable in anyone.
All of them
Perfect.
playable in anyone.
So you get it just multiple for this thing now. This ultra rare of Shanghua's.
What? What?
And they all get 2/2 undergrow.
What?
Nah, we don't need the 2/2.
Mm.
What?
You said 15.
You know
was
what's
enough.
really cool about this thing though, is if you're playing the reversals that have multiple, then you give the reversal multiple too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And plus.
Or in
and then
Changhua, you
fuck
just
people
have to
up.
block an
Why do you even play
attack.
reversal, huh?
Huh?
Why do you even play the reversal keyword?
Yeah, you don't need to. In Changhua, all you have to do is block an attack to play any attack from your hand with no check necessary.
Boom.
Wait, who the fuck is this character?
The 7-hander.
This chick?
Yeah.
The
She's
the-
sick.
The
Yeah,
little girl.
reader.
Yeah. Oh
Read
my
her.
god.
All right.
The
Twice per
cosplay is gonna be
turn.
sick, dude.
After an attack is blocked, you may play one attack with
Shave my
after
legs.
3. No check necessary. After the attack resolves. Oh. Damn
So
it.
if
She
then
can
if
do
they
that on her
block-
own turn too. So
Damn
like
right.
she's like 4 in, then she's like, "Oh, you blocked my 4th attack," and slaps down a free attack.
There's another one.
Yeah.
I'll multiple 5 it. You blocked it or any of the multiples. I'll play another attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good.
That's pretty silly.
And she stuns like 5.
twice per turn your attack gains stun 1.
Yeah, read her asset.
Look at her asset. Her asset's broken.
You just attack its
Her
plus 2
asset-
to its stun rating.
Her asset is broken.
It's like the best.
Actually broken.
Her asset.
Oh, hey, we could play Void Mitsurugi with that.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, what do you think we are doing?
Oh. Well, you've been talking up this fire game a fuckload.
Whoa. I said we're running missile launcher. I never said anything.
We're not dual symboling this deck, Jake.
That's what you think.
Why would we not?
Why would we
Give me
not?
your. We've been going for a hot minute. Give me your Street Fighter. Fuck. I'm gonna see the S.
Soul
at the start of this
Calibur.
and always see Street Fighter. Your Soul Calibur takes. Give me your final impressions.
I don't know. Set's really good.
That was really informative. Thank you.
Yes. I don't know. The set is at the same power level that it needs to be for our current meta, because, like, it had to be at least better than Bebop, and it definitely is better than Bebop. Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, we can't go back, sadly, to how things were before, which, I don't know. It might not be a bad thing.
We don't want to go back.
It might not be a bad thing, but yeah, I think this set's okay.
Mason, with the limited card pool that you've seen, do you have any thoughts or impressions?
It's interesting to see how much faster the game is now than what I remember being used to.
Totally.
I don't think the game's quite as fast as it was. There was a point in time where it was like turn 2 decided if you wanted to lost the game.
Yeah.
And I don't quite think the game's there now. I think it's like a turn 3 or 4
Mm-hmm.
game now. But like back when I played a lot of UFS,
Mm-hmm.
it was like 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And then if the game wasn't over by turn 7, it was like a 20-minute game that lasted an hour.
Yep.
So like this is definitely a lot different. And I'm okay with that because, like, I hated playing 1 hour long games.
Totally.
That's no fun. Even though I totally played decks that benefited from playing hour long games at one point in time, I don't like playing that long game. I would prefer to play a 15-minute round and then go eat something between rounds.
I agree.
Agreed.
I can say that I have not felt as disheartened playing this game as I did against your Ivy with Faye. And so if that's anything to be said, like how Bebop started for me, I'm probably not going to like this format. And that's just honest. I have a really hard time as a person, personally as a player, like adapting to big shakeups or big changeups in formats. And if Soul Calibur is bringing one of those, I'm just going to be behind the curve again, which will just be frustrating for me. But
I don't know. I
gotta adapt.
think Ivy's the one good slow deck in this format, and I think she's really disgusting to play against.
Personally, I think the deck I'm playing right now is not that good for her.
And so that's crazy to say that because I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. And with my Fae deck, even with the Soul Calibur cards that I could add in, I felt like it was like a 9-1 matchup. Like I felt like it was almost impossible because
I can
of
selectively draw Revoke in that deck. So it's
Yeah.
like,
It preys on certain
and I
decks.
you didn't even play against the deck that had the 7 diff.
totally,
That
which
gets
got
to
to draw
selectively
3.
draw 2 from discard pile and another card.
Yep.
Because I think Nightmare actually just destroys Ivy.
Oh yeah, like I was like playing through in my head. I'm like, I think I just lose to Nightmare
Mm-hmm.
because
It's a good thing I called dibs.
I don't block that much.
It's a good thing I called dibs.
No, you didn't call dibs.
I think I did. I'm fairly positive
Pretty sure someone else called dibs in the chat before you.
in a chat. That sucks. I'm playing Nightmare. I don't know. I don't know
That's
what that's
fine.
like.
There's gonna be a lot of diversity.
It happens.
Yeah.
I wonder how fast my dad can make a costume. I wonder how I'm gonna play a game wearing the costume. That's the more important part.
You need
Yeah,
to
how do
the
you
half
hold
and
a
half.
sword and have a giant ass hand at the
Here's
same
what we
time?
do. Here's what we do.
In one of the pictures, there is one where he's half human and only transforming into it.
it's
Man, that's some
the Azure Knight or whatever.
That's
You
some
don't need the big
pussy
blue
shit.
helmet and everything.
we're taking the big claw and we're just turning it into a dual disc. That's what we're doing. And we're just gonna play on my arm.
seems like
Big staging area, making checks into my pinky.
No. So what you do is you just take the claw piece and you put it as a piece that goes over the top of your actual hand, and then
Yeah.
you can use your hand.
Yeah.
Like Wolverine claws.
I dig it. You heard him, Clay Cardwell. Get to it. With that, I think we're gonna go ahead and move on to
Honestly, I don't get to say what I think about the set.
Did I go last or did you go last?
You went last.
But I didn't ask you.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jake.
No, my opinion doesn't matter.
He
We
got
can
on his
continue
opinion
on.
about Ivy, and then he gave his opinion on Ivy, and you just skipped him.
Yeah.
I had a plan in my head, and I thought that I was saying I was going last, but I guess that I skipped me. Go ahead, Jake. What do you feel? Sorry, I messed up.
Well, okay. So I think Soul Calibur is the same level up. So the same level in a different way as Bebop. Bebop was so drastic when it first came out,
Where'd my pen go?
and they put a lot of cancels.
You threw it to Tyler.
You gave it. You threw
Did
it to Tyler. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Also, so Bebop has a lot of cancel effects that exist in it. This set does not. So it's not as
The fuck you talking about?
in this set. There's not as many effects that just say cancel a bunch of abilities like fueling up or overly dramatic or anything like that cancels so many wide variety of things. Other than there's the Solomel Foundation that cancels
Okay.
all enhances. Okay,
It's fucking solemn judgment. I don't know what you're saying. It's nuts.
Wait, but that's one card.
that's one card.
It's non-unique and playable while committed.
I'm
and
not.
it cancels any non-character,
Non-weapon.
non-weapon. Sure.
They're all weapons.
So that card says everything in the past negate.
Wait, it
That's
also
fine.
doesn't
See,
say
it's really good
non-character.
damnation.
Does it not?
No, it does not say non-character. It just says non-weapon.
I'm fairly
also
positive.
you
says
sure?
non-character. Yeah, yeah.
I'm fairly positive.
Okay.
I
We
was
didn't say
staring it down.
non-character; it'd be banned already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Anyways,
wouldn't release something that canceled character effects.
It's
we
just
saw what happened
good
last time that happened.
damnation. That's what Mason was right.
It's really good damnation.
It's a 3/5 with a low block. Why would you not play that card? That card's insane.
It's not
It's a
unique.
3-diff.
and it's not unique.
And it's playable while
Card's
committed.
insane.
It's a 3-diff.
And
Cards
it,
are nuts.
You don't
it has
run
a second effect on it too, right? It doesn't just. It has two
Yeah, it has
effects,
another
right?
effect.
Yeah,
That's also playable while committed.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
It's relevant because it's like minus X speed where X is the printed attack speed.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it commits from
This-
minus like X speed equal to printed.
This
Oh,
card's this card's literally revoke on
I'm
a
ju-
foundation.
I'm just
Like, I
saying
don't-
that. I'm just saying that it has another effect.
It's not quite
I don't care
revoke.
if
We
it
just
was
run
good.
all weapons.
Yep. Got
Hey,
me.
you got me.
It's almost like this set is all weapons.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's almost like
Okay.
I like weapons.
But okay, so negations. That's where you're at.
I think that Cowboy Bebop was more of an unfair set based off what it all canceled and stuff like that.
Okay.
And like what it was doing compared to this set now where all those things exist, so everything's not as broken that's existing in the game now.
Okay.
So you're saying that Cowboy Bebop was a more reactive set, while this set is a more
This
Proactive.
one-
Proactive,
This one's
thank
very
you.
proactive, yeah.
This set's
But
more
they're
proactive.
both equally as strong.
Here's what I'm afraid of. I have felt, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that topic, so we won't. I won't get into it too severely. I'm afraid. Thank you. That, if you're not playing Soul Calibur, you'll lose. That's what I'm afraid of.
I don't think that's true.
And have a Bebop meta once again, where if you're not playing Bebop, all of top 8's going to be Soul Calibur.
I still think Cassie Cage is one of the best characters in the game, even with this set.
Did
Uh,
Street Fighter vs. Darkstalker feel like it fixed that problem?
So Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers. So I felt like Bebop and Mortal Kombat could compete with each other.
Oh,
And I
but
feel
there's
like-
a Mortal Kombat set in there too.
Yes.
All right.
I
hold
feel
on.
like
Yeah.
Bebop, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers could compete with each other. However, boring Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers is beautiful set for new players. If you're brand new, I suggest picking up any Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers character, throwing 4 of every single card of their support in their thing, add 20 more cards, play the game. I'm afraid with Soul Calibur, it's just going to trounce those other characters.
So
Just a little bit. Like I'm optimistic, but timid.
I don't
Timidly
think
optimistic.
any character that was good before isn't going to be good now, and vice versa. So I think the bad characters that were already bad are still going to be bad, and I think
Give me an example of a bad character.
Time Man.
like
Hey, Time Man was played at the last PDC.
Was
Mhm.
he?
Yeah.
From
Good.
Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I like Time Man.
I guess I shouldn't
I
say
know you
bad, but like the more bottom of the set characters. So like Sub-Zero,
You just ruined somebody's favorite character. You
good,
just broke someone's heart.
Sub-Zero's so cool though.
but he's
you
not
hurt
he's
me.
not very good though.
Sub-Zero's not the bottom. I don't know what he's talking about.
He's not very good.
He's no Ermac.
Yeah, he's also not Ermac. That character's not very
Aaron
good.
Black. Okay, we're
Or
not saying
Aaron
the most important one.
Like
he's never been played
so
in
like
an event.
those characters
Really?
still aren't good.
No, not really.
Well, actually, Sub-Zero might be better because he got another piece to the infinite. But
Yep, that's what we care about. 80 card infinites.
Dude, Sub-Zero
Sub-Zero gets to infinite
Sub-
draw of Scorch Wheel and give infinite damage and speed.
Who
Yeah.
cares? Sub-Zero has all of Mitsurugi support from this set. And it's all weapons with stun.
And another Frost Hammer.
He has another
And
Frost
another
Hammer.
Frost
Totally
Hammer.
playable now. Obviously, people are going to be playing Mitsurugi over him because Mitsurugi's a better version of him, but
I think that Sub-Zero is a much more controlling version, while Mitsurugi is the more aggressive version of the deck.
I think if you're playing Void, you put one in the sideboard, depending on how you want to mainboard.
I would agree.
so like
And if you're playing Fire, you don't do that.
Oh, I want to play Frost Hammer Mitsurugi so bad. This kid over here won't let me.
no, that's what we're going to test first for you because that's what you wanted.
So
You're obviously going to
I
play a
think
deck
Frost Hammer
better.
Mitsurugi is hype. I think it's very
A
cool.
deck you want to play, you're going to play better than a deck that I just built for you.
I don't believe that. Because the deck you build is going to be better than the deck I want to play.
so
The truth comes out.
like
Might be true.
Faye's still good. Cassie's still really good. Vega's still good. I think all the characters that were
I mean,
good
Vicious
before are
is
still good.
because of
Yeah.
Siegfried.
Vicious is still good.
Vicious is still good under Evil. Like, we didn't
Under-
lose Quick Taste.
Yeah, Evil, Earth, like all of these characters are still good. He got Maxi's support too. Under all.
Oh,
Like-
actually, I think he got better under Evil because Ivy's throw.
And Ivy's throw too, yeah.
And you could run the 7 diff
You
because
can
you have
run the
all.
7 diff.
Yeah, that's true. That's a lot
Wow.
of draw.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and I'm gonna move on. This is not the last time we'll talk about Soul Calibur for sure.
No.
But with that, we're gonna
Sure,
move
we'll
on.
talk about it in all
to-
these. all these topics.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna move on to topic 2. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by this fantastic crew. Who do we got today?
Jacob Johnson.
Mason Johnson.
Travis TNT Tangeman.
What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics and some of our own. We sit down, we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. Before we jump in, go to Patreon, do the cool things. If not, YouTube, all that jazz. The second topic that I want to talk about today, Soul Calibur has just been spoiled completely. Big shout outs to Jasco for letting us spoil a couple characters. I want to talk about the design concept of Soul Calibur. For my new kids, Soul Calibur is the first set that I know of that has every character has an action, an asset, 3 attacks, 3 foundations. Has my veterans, have you seen this before ever?
No.
Nope.
You've been playing less than I have,
I mean,
but you also
Uh,
play one more legs
pre-
than I do.
yeah.
It's the action asset part that's new. Because there's a lot of sets that are like 3 attacks, 4 foundations, and then an action or an asset.
Totally.
But never both.
How do you feel about it?
I think that's fine. I think that there was a long time in this game that I really hated action cards because I don't like having to play around hand traps when I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
But
But
they're an essential part to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So there being more options of what actions you can play and more hand traps makes this game more
Reactive.
It makes
Interesting.
the game's more diverse because there's
Yeah.
more things you have to take into account when playing against an opponent. If there are 4 action cards that are all have responses on them under the evil symbol that can respond to similar situations, you have to keep track of more than all of them instead of just revoke.
totally.
You're like, I have to make sure I know for old cards like Showdown and a whole bunch of other cards responded when you played action cards and they were all under the evil symbols. You'd be like, my opponent isn't playing. My opponent's out 4 revokes. I'm good to play this, and then they surprise you with the single Showdown that's in their deck.
Yeah.
You're like, well, shit. That's not what I wanted to have happen here.
Yeah,
I
totally.
was saying people. Okay. Shout outs to Bueno from Legendary Wolf.
Mhm.
He was running 2 Jealousy and Fake at this PTC, and I watched him fuck up some Goro players
Dude,
with it.
I love
Like,
Jealousy. And
you would
Fate.
just see the throw that gets like plus 12 damage or whatever, and you're just like, cool. I'll just take none and break your 2 you. Burn you for 2.
I'm
Travis?
glad that we're finally getting good uncommon actions and common actions. Or we didn't get any common ones this set, but we got 3
Eight.
uncommon actions?
I thought there was only
You
one
would
of
know
those.
way more than me.
I'll look.
Well, no,
I
because
know Killix is.
Killix is an uncommon. I'm pretty sure Grows is an uncommon.
Rose is a rare.
Is it?
But how do you feel about this, the concept of it?
I mean, I think it's
Ivy's
good.
is uncommon.
Yes.
I'll just count though. You guys continue.
I fucking love this. I think this is the sickest thing they've done
Yeah.
design-wise since I've been playing the game.
I love
think
assets and actions.
This is so important. And let me tell you why, Table. Let me tell you how I feel. What's up?
The Mitsurugi one's an uncommon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's good.
the best one.
I think that assets and actions have their place in the game. If it's just gray and orange in your 60 card deck, your deck is boring. We have 5 different types of cards.
Mhm.
Everybody plays with a character. You have to.
Mhm.
Everybody plays with foundations. You have to. Asterisks. Everybody has to play with attacks. Asterisks. But you don't have to play with assets and actions.
Mhm.
Like there's like 2 decks that I've ever seen not play with attacks. That's Heidi. Or not play with foundations. That's Mature, Tomahawk Man, Metal Man. Like these, but like they're playing assets and actions.
Mhm.
And so like
There are 6 uncommon.
Yeah,
that's red.
quite a few.
And so
2 ultra rares.
what this does for a new player is it is possible for me to, when I'm building a deck, let's say I am playing Mitsurugi, I don't have to play any of his action, and it will vastly change how my deck is played. I can play 2 or 1, and it vastly changes how my deck is played. I don't have to play any of his asset, and it vastly changes how my deck is played. I could play 4 of that unique asset, or I can play 1 of that unique asset, and it changes how my deck is played. These 8 cards in this single character's support does so much for that character. In addition to that, it limits the amount of attacks and foundation slots that we have, so we don't have a Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers where I take 4 of attacks and 4 foundations, and I max them out, and I have my deck. Neat. I only get 12 cards for attacks and 12 cards for foundations maximum. The rest of that deck, the other 2/3, has to be other people's support. It has to be.
Yep.
I can't just flood my deck, half of my deck, with my face.
Mhm.
I have to go out and find cards. I have to go out and look on Ultra. I have to go out and listen to a channel and learn to make this deck as a new player. Or just do the research by yourself. That's fine too. I think what this does for deck building is awesome.
This set's amazing for deck building, and I'm
Yes.
going to have a very, very long week when it comes out in UFS Ultra of building decks.
I can't wait.
I'll
Can't wait for you to
probably
build my Nightmare deck.
easily
Let's get a
build
red.
2 on each character that are competitive, is my guess.
I'm down.
So
Do you agree with my statements at all? Is there any flaw in the thing that I'm saying so we can have a conversation?
No, I completely agree.
Thanks, Travis.
I mean,
Well, that was the do it for this one.
just speaking the truth.
I mean, I guess there's I don't know.
I've talked
It's
to
really hard to disagree with what you were saying.
I've talked to 2 people at Jasco, and I gave them this point, and I said, I think you should do this from now on. I think you should do this for every single character for the rest of time. And I can think of every single character in this game that Tamron Dallas Cardwell, who suck at this game, I can make an asset and an action for every character that's ever existed.
I don't know about that.
I definitely can.
It's not
100%.
designing a very basic card for this game is not difficult.
Oh,
Designing
totally.
a really unique card for this game is kind of difficult to do.
So
The coolest thing about Soul Calibur, everyone has a specific weapons that are based off their backstory. They is their bond.
that's because that's the whole game.
Right.
Soul
it's gotta go right.
Calibur
Yeah.
is all about swords. That's what it's about.
Give me a character.
All of them have swords. Except for Maxi, he has nunchucks.
Killick as a bow.
Killick is a bow? Wait, what?
Yes,
Not
Killick-
bow staff, not
Oh.
bow and arrow.
Yeah.
He's a staff.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
So I think to Spike, like Spike 1, Spike 2, and his asset is Swordfish 2. We nailed it. And his action is what's
so
I believe it's called Bang.
would Spike 1's asset be Swordfish 1?
no. So Spike 1's asset could easily be like him like
I was joking. It could
having
just be his pistol.
it could be his pistol. It could be his fighting style. He does Jeet Kune Do. It could be that. Just have it be a stance that switched and you unflip a foundation once per turn. That sounds like a very fine asset. Or his action is what's his girlfriend? What's her name? Like Julia or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
There you go. There it is, and now
That could
it's
be an
like
asset too with ally.
sure. I now destroy X amount of face down foundations to do something. I'll destroy X amount of face down foundations to gain 1 life per as a form.
I mean, you know what it could also be? It could literally be Team Psycho Soldier with a different name.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't care what the card does. What I'm saying is every character in the game can have some sort of in lore thing that gives them an asset and an action. Every single person can do this.
It makes sense.
Oh yeah.
And so the design, the point of UFS, and one of the cool things that I like about it is like it's very true to its original, its IP. Like it's very, very true to it, except for I guess Missile Launcher. That's a net. But like it's Street Fighter should have had a bunch of stages. It should have, and even if they weren't terrains, like could you imagine every character in the game having a terrain, and you were playing a terrain battle in everybody's deck?
Yeah,
that sounds sick. That sounds so sick. Like we should have had that with.
I thought there was gonna be more in Mortal Kombat.
We should have had that. We could have had that with Soul Calibur. We could have, but they didn't do any back of card sets, which will be another topic.
Yeah.
But like we can do this. Talking to Jasco, they said the one thing that hinders them from doing this is draft. Apparently, this sucks in draft.
I mean, that's why a lot of the actions are uncommon.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you open up a pack of cards in a draft,
yes,
and you said we had 6 uncommon.
6 uncommon actions.
So if all of your uncommons you open that are action cards,
yeah,
and all your commons that you open are attack cards, there's no foundations in that.
Yeah, sounds great.
You just open. No, that's horrific.
Yeah, totally. But like the likelihood of that happening is so minuscule.
Is it?
And yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, there are other foundations, and since we're drafting, I'll pick this attack and pass you this garbage pack. You're gonna give me foundations. So I'll draft the foundation.
So let's say that there's 3 foundations in every pack that gets opened.
Sure.
And you're opening 6 packs?
Sure.
All right. And let's say you take...
That means you're playing an 18 foundation deck and a 40 card deck.
Okay.
That's not bad. If you pick every single foundation that is passed to you.
Okay.
That means all of those... every foundation you open and see has to be on symbol.
See, here's where I think that you just change how drafting works and say there's no symbol chaining.
That's supposedly how it does work.
No.
It's light symbol chaining.
There's
for
light
draft.
symbol chaining. You have to share at least one symbol with your character with them.
Oh, okay.
I think
If drafting changed to be where there was no symbols, just remove all symbols.
I think you get rid of symbols in drafting because what's the point of printing the pack? Are you printing it for drafting or are you printing it for standard?
Yeah, I understand that. So if that was the case, then I'd be okay with this.
Totally.
I totally understand what they're saying though, because in
this game,
when you drafted UFS, it would suck to open packs and there not be a single foundation that shares a symbol with you, or there was a couple and they got picked by the other 5 players at the table.
Yeah, I get it. Like I 100% understand, but like when you randomize your packs, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe when you randomize a pack, it shouldn't share one of a card, right? Even like when we look at Blood Omen that had and this is a significantly smaller set. I get that. It had uncommon actions, right?
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Showdown.
Was that the only one?
It might have had 2.
I think it had 2. I feel like it had 2.
I don't remember.
It only had 1.
So this is really hard to compare to because I guess we just haven't had this. Thank goodness. I love it.
I mean, they could also just solve it by switching to sealed instead of having it be draft.
Well, sealed would be even worse.
Yeah, sealed would be way worse.
Sealed would be even worse. You could open 6 packs to build a set in sealed and not get a single foundation that shares. But you could open. Theoretically, you could open if you only get
because all the character cards are also in there as commons and uncommons.
Yeah. If you only get 3 foundations per pack, roughly, 1 maybe 2 of them are gonna share a symbol with you. If you open 6 packs, you have a maximum of 15 foundations that you're gonna be able to play.
I think the most important thing to look at is like draft is for fun anyways. So it's
that's not true.
There's
a lot of people competitively draft
in UFS.
Not in UFS is what I'm saying. But
that's what I'm saying.
But in card games in general,
Totally.
drafting is a very competitive format.
Absolutely.
So if UFS wants to be on the same level as other competitive card games, they have to be able to. You have to be able to draft at a competitive level in the game. I'm not saying that it needs to be as good as like drafting in Magic the Gathering. And if the players don't want to competitively draft, then there's no reason for that to exist. But I guarantee you there are players out there that play UFS that enjoy competitively drafting.
Yeah, Chris Nixon.
I talked to
know that for
plenty
sure.
of, yeah, Chris Nixon's a big advocate of drafting. Because Chris Nixon is such an advocate of drafting, a lot of the stores that play UFS and other card games in Omaha hold draft tournaments weekly. Because he by himself brings that makes that happen, though. It's not because there's a large number of people. So we could have 10 players that want to play draft competitively in the UFS community with how small it is. If you want to compare the overarching UFS community to the Omaha community.
It's more than the turbo players. I get it.
It sure is.
Damn.
But
It was a joke.
what I'm saying is that even if we have 10 to 20 people in the whole entirety of the UFS community that want to draft competitively, they should be given that option. And if the game isn't designed for that, that option doesn't exist. That would be my one flaw. I would totally agree with Jasco Games on that point. If they removed symbol chaining from drafting, then I think sets like this would be perfectly fine. Or they made sets bigger. So they gave characters 11 cards of support instead of 9.
Interesting.
I mean,
So you would get 1 more attack and 1 more foundation, or 2 more foundations per character support. Or they did like they do in other sets where they release a bunch of cards that don't belong to a character's support at the end of the set.
Yeah.
If they release like 10, 15, 20 of those
Yeah.
on every set, and they were a good number of foundations, attacks, assets, actions, stuff like that, then I think that drafting would be fine then after that point. The problem with that is a whole different problem, because then the set's bigger and it's harder to get everything that you need. And when you open packs, you can open a bunch of stuff you don't want.
I actually have a solution to that problem. So, actually, this set is a little under half rares and higher. So what they could do was what Vanguard did recently was they made packs have like 1 to 2 more cards in them, and you got 2 rares instead of 1. So if they increase the set size,
How much are Vanguard packs?
I believe they're about the same as UFS, if not like 50 cents cheaper, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So it's not like we're actually changing the price that much.
Well,
It
no,
doesn't-
you're going to
it-
change the price.
Yeah,
You're
that
getting
would
more- you're
change
getting
that would change the price of the secondary market immensely, because there would be way more.
You'd also change the price of the pack. There's more product going into the pack. There's no
Yeah,
way the
yeah,
price
yeah. There's
wouldn't
more pieces of
change.
paper going into the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just there being 2 rares inside of a pack, even if the number of cards in the pack stayed the same, if 2 rares were in the pack instead of 1, that would change numbers completely. So
Yeah. If you look at a Magic pack and a UFS pack, there's 5 card difference, I believe. It's 10 to 15.
yeah,
Yeah.
Magic pack is 15 cards.
A
Yeah,
a Magic pack has 1 useless card though, a land.
that's like the whole resource of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, like that doesn't matter because it's always given out and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
That was a good point.
And
I was
I-
going
he-
for a point.
He was trying to say that
I believe he's
price
saying,
wise it
Yeah.
shouldn't change.
I believe he's saying that the price of a UFS pack and the price of a Magic pack are about the same,
yes.
Yeah, they're the
and
exact
they get
same.
but there's
5
5 more cards
Five
in a
more
Magic
cards in
pack
that
than
one.
there are in a UFS pack.
So
But
The only
that's because they're
difference would be
different
the 2
companies,
rares.
and Wizards of the Coast can totally afford to make Magic packs more affordable because of how big of a company they are.
Yeah, I don't see how you print more cards and don't get milk that 50 cents that the 3 pieces of paper cost you.
I mean, just increase the pack by 50 cents. Whoop-de-doo-dah.
I mean, but if so here's the question.
Well, that really matters because then
So-
you look at a box
Yeah.
and it increases by like 10,
$20.
10, 15 bucks.
Yeah. So like there's
Is it
drawbacks
really
to
that
everything.
much?
Well,
What-
because you got to look at stores. They want to make profit, right?
I mean,
So if you increase the base price of a pack by 50 cents, then that's actually increasing in stores from like $1 to $1.50.
because stores sell things for about twice as much as what they buy them for.
So now you're looking at $100 boxes, and no one's gonna spend that on a UFS box.
I mean, I'm sure the people that are, but there's a lot. They would make less money selling boxes at $100 than what they sell them at right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we're getting a little off topic.
I believe you are
Yeah.
correct.
And in order to get us back on topic, I'm going to move topics. We're going to move on to topic 3.
Sounds good.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the third part of episode. This is what, 57? 56? Of Study Hall here on UFSU University. My name's Tam, and I'm
Only
joined by
56?
this fantastic crew.
Since we changed to the podcast.
Ah.
This is Travis, TNT Tangeman.
Yes.
That is Mason. I don't know what's your moniker?
I don't think I have one. I'm pretty sure I had one at one point in time.
Eggs, the littlest Johnson, the man who needs no title, Johnson. And
Man who needs. I like that.
Jake, the man with many titles. Jake, the big Johnson. And I'm Cameron, Mr. Damnation Cardwell. That's the first time I've ever said those words on the podcast. What Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. If you like the content, please go out to patreon.com/TCG University. Throw us a couple bucks to get some timed exclusive content, as well as Patreon exclusive content. If you don't have any bucks to toss, that's totally chill. Go out to YouTube and do all the cool YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell. So topic 3 of the week is actually going to be assets and actions. In Soul Calibur, the set that was just recently spoiled, or previewed, excuse me, every character has an asset and action. We talked about that in yesterday's episode. But what I want to talk about is, are these good enough to compete? Our assets have not been on the scene for at least 2 whole formats. Are these good enough?
There's been one asset on the
Swordfish 2 and Quan Chi's Fortress. I know you're going to bring that up. And then
That's it.
that's it. But we were given 12 assets and 12 actions in this set. And are they good?
Yes.
All right, that'll do it for us. Have a good night, everybody. Expand the thought.
So all the
Yes.
assets in the set do what their characters want them to do, and the characters are all good. So the things that they want to do are good, which means, in turn, their assets are good.
But are their assets worth playing is the question we need to ask.
Yes.
Because why do I need to play my asset? If we're both playing a game where we both need an asset and play to win the game, can I just kill you without an asset? I can do it before you get your asset?
Okay, so
Very good point.
Let's look at
'Cause
2 of the assets.
This
Sit over
used
there, I'll sit over here.
this used to happen.
Okay.
The asset game was big
Yeah.
back in King of Fighters.
Yeah, you wish it was big.
It was big. You
I'm
know
just,
it's big.
I'm just trying to play this up.
Back in King of Fighters, the team cards
Yeah,
for each of the teams were big assets.
we're nuts.
And they were super good. And
Yeah.
almost every King of Fighters character played one of their team asset in their deck.
I agree because I didn't own them and it sucked.
That was a format of the past. We are now in Bebop. Welcome to Bebop,
Well,
Mason
no, but-
Johnson. We don't need assets to kill people.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm glad you're agreeing with me.
You're supposed to be
Thank
helping
you.
Travis.
Okay, so
So, what I'm saying is, back then the game was way slower,
Mm-hmm.
and you could totally afford to wait to get your asset because your opponent wasn't going to play more than 2 or 3 attacks on you in a
Yeah,
turn,
totally.
and you were going to block them all.
Good job.
And you were going to block them all. In this format, you can get hit with 7 attacks on turn 2, and just lose.
Or more if you're talky.
Or more.
I was using an average. We'll say that's an average, a number of attacks thrown on turn 2.
I like it.
Is 7. And if that's the case, you don't have time to hope that you draw an asset on turn 1 and build your whole deck around that.
I agree. I think assets are all win more cards, but that'll come later.
Damn. So here's my thing about assets. I think assets should actually be the strongest cards in the game. And the reason that I feel that way is that they can't kill you and they can't be used to pass checks, which I think is a very important part of this. Without a card effect, they can't be used to pass checks. So I think that their abilities should be nuts. For the exact same reason, I think actions should actually be the weakest part of the game. The good part about an action is that you can't play chess with an action. I get to play chess in UFS because I get to see all of my opponent's pieces, except for actions and except for blocks. And actions should have the weakest amount of impact on the game because they are such a surprise. And so I think for the most part, these assets are good enough to push the game forward that half turn or whatnot, or keep you alive that extra turn.
Oh yeah. I think all the assets that were just put into this are playable. They're gonna see play,
Yes.
but I don't think that they're required to win games or anything like that. So they aren't like. It's not like you put it in your deck and you have to see it in order to win because you can't base a deck off that.
You totally can.
Well,
You definitely
you
can.
can, but you're probably gonna lose most games. You might do okay, but you're never gonna win an event that way, where you have to see one piece every single game.
Go ahead.
So to put it in perspective, so far everyone I've talked to that is thinking about playing X is going to play 4 of her asset and mulligan for it, because that's how good that card is.
Totally. And I used to do that with Dr. Wily, and it's currently not good enough. I've played for Skull Fortress to the point of there's now Foundation under Death that has the ally keyword that says in hands discard a card, add one Foundation, add one asset from your discard pile to your hand, and I still won't play Dr. Wily because that's still not good enough.
I mean, it's also a 1 diff versus a 2
A 2
diff.
diff. Oh,
Okay, so you can play more bad checks with this card.
Why
This
would
card also does more for the deck it's being played in. The card says give a 3 damage and ready a Foundation, or give stun 2 twice.
this card says I'll never check bad ever again. That's what Skull Fortress 2 says. Sorry, we're not debating how baller Skull Fortress 2 is.
I'm just enjoying that I started this and I got the 2 people rooting against me to argue with each other.
Well, so let's. Full disclosure, Mason, I was on your side the whole time. I don't think that assets.
It was
are,
an inside job.
I don't think that assets are very good. I think these assets are going to see play, and I think you will not play 4 of all of these assets. Maybe people will play that.
I know
4
an
of the
asset I
next.
will play a 4 of because these all exist.
What?
Homemade explosives, because I'm probably playing the fire symbol.
Because it's not unique, so who cares?
It's not unique, and it destroys assets and draws me cards and gives a bonus to minus,
You also
a
have
bonus to
Foundation.
plus, or a bonus or a penalty to damage.
Totally.
You also have a Foundation
Card's
that
nuts.
just like gets to remove it as a form.
Yep.
Remove it from the game, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh well. I think the best asset from this is Soul Edge, the Nightmare one.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
looking at it right now.
it
It's pretty
does
scary.
burn a lot if it gets out. So like that's just perfect for like the Chamberlain, but that deck's gonna win without it. Like that's just a win more. God, I want
Yeah,
to talk about this
right?
later.
Oh.
But all assets just improve your chances of winning a little bit if you see them, but it's only a slight percentage that it'll improve it. Because yeah, people are gonna be running 4 of that asset in Zhanghua, but she has 19 life, and you don't get to block everything.
And that card doesn't even have a block.
Yeah.
Your card's a 1/5 no block.
So it's like
You're
dead
gonna get-
every
you're gonna
single
get-
time you see a second one.
Yeah.
And then like, so you're going to like draw into it turn 1, play it, draw 2 more of them. And you're like, I'm a 5-hander now that has 19 life. And I just lost the game because
Yeah, you
I
take that.
actually can't do anything about it.
You know who
That's why I said
think
it's not consistent and it can't be played at a worlds or nationals level. If that's what assets, a deck based around only seeing an asset and you can't play without it will never win a nationals or worlds event at this current moment.
Can we think back? What's the last winning asset?
Team Psycho Soldier probably, right?
I think it was Asset Athena when
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
won. Like
And
that's
that deck
I was
It
gonna
just
say
pulled my
Team
trigger,
Kim.
right? Pull my trigger.
I was gonna say
the
Team
last
Kim,
one.
but that was before Athena, the
Yeah. So
before Athena.
Pulled
deck.
my trigger was the last asset that was winning games, right?
I mean, Pull My Trigger totally wins games by itself. It probably still could win games all by itself.
+3 damage is good, but
+2 damage is fine.
Yeah, but
There's plenty of things to stop a kill turn that +3 damage and not being able to play Foundations is not good enough.
yeah, no, I understand that. But you don't use that card's effect unless you're winning the game that turn. And
Right.
you know you're winning the game that turn.
What I'm saying is there's
But it's
plenty
a-
of things that will say
Yeah.
that, hey, you didn't just win the game this turn and now you don't get the build after you blew up your staging area. Like that card has a much bigger drawback because of how
In the current
volatile.
yeah, you don't have like
the turns
Silent
are.
Assassin or something like that. Like you do
Yeah.
have a form of Silent Assassin on the Kuma Foundation, but
better
it's not
Silent
as
Assassin.
good. No, it's not as good.
It's not nearly as good.
Are these actions playable?
Are the actions playable?
Are these actions playable?
Because I guess we are
Yes.
talking about actions and assets, aren't
Correct.
we?
Yes.
I think the actions are playable. They're all do something relevant to their character.
They all
None of them are as good as Revoke. Like Revoke is still the best action in the game. I think.
I agree.
Mhm.
I'd say Out of Your League got a little better because there are good responses on these actions.
Totally. I think
That
Revoke Out of Your
enhances-
League, Bang are the best actions in the game, and then these are coming up afterwards.
Yeah,
These just
kind of replace Punch and Judy. That's my thought.
okay.
So like Punch and Judy was up there in best actions, and now like these almost seem a little better because they do more
Mm-hmm.
for the game rather than just being specific on one thing. But I mean, Punch and Judy are still gonna be around.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nothing's gonna make that go away.
Yeah.
Especially with this unblockable action crap that's
Yeah.
existing.
How exciting. Thoughts?
Nope.
Ooh, Travis, talk to me, baby. We're allowed to have opinions.
He's mad about the assets.
Oh, do you want to go back to assets?
No, it's fine. It's fine. You guys systematically destroyed my argument. You got me.
Is it because we all ganged up on you?
I mean,
I tried to sit on your side, but I just think you're wrong.
Do you know who I think got really good because of all the assets in this format?
Bishamon.
Bishamon.
Bishamon's
He's gonna
good.
be a
That's who
monster.
James
all
wants
of
to play.
all of them are weapon themed, and he's a weapon themed asset character.
Yeah.
that
He's
seems
gonna
really
get-
good.
Yeah, dude,
I-
Hanya seems hype now.
I
You got all
don't-
those weapon foundations
Holy
you gotta
shit.
block with and ready.
So,
it's gonna be fun.
So here's one thing. I don't know.
You gotta take an attack first.
gets to play the
This thing. Look at this thing we
the
have.
Yoshimitsu asset that says whenever you play a weapon card, destroy one of their foundations.
Yup.
Yep.
You gotta check a 7 then. That card blows.
Okay.
But he can
And
commit
then-
his assets
and then
to
you
pass
get
the
to
7
commit
check.
your Hanya and
You
ready
gotta commit
it
your Hanya to
anyways.
pass it.
I think
And then
he
ready.
says to play cards, but maybe not.
Maybe not. I'm not sure.
You still gotta check a 7.
I
and that
think
blows.
I don't think
I'll
Bishamon's
check.
gonna be the next world winning deck, but I think Bishamon might be really good now. Anyways, I think the action cards in this set are really cool, and I don't think any of them are necessarily going to be staples outside of the character's support that they're in. Like I don't think that anything's gonna be like I have to play this action card outside of the character that's playing it.
You can do it.
We can commit Hanya for the check of 7.
Red.
But
Actually, sorry to
No,
interrupt,
by all
but
means, interrupt me.
I think in Spike 2, you have to play Killix action.
no, you don't. So I mean, Spike 2 still works the same way it used to.
I mean, yeah,
That
but
is never gonna go away.
the amount of explosive power that you get from playing
Oh.
Killix action with Big
That card's
Cannon
pretty cool.
is
I
disgusting.
mean,
Here's my
I've been
problem.
talking about that since
Here's
release
my
of
problem.
that card.
Killix action doesn't remove itself from the card pool. So if you use it and then you don't kill them with the next deck you play, your turn's pretty much over.
Yes.
I mean, the
But
fact
4
remains,
Devastator
though,
cannons can sometimes kill you.
yes,
I mean, 4 Devastator Cannons does sometimes kill you. You're right.
yeah,
It
you
has
get to
life.
play Devastator Cannon twice.
I know, but usually you can just do that if you just draw 2 of them.
I mean, sure.
And-
I mean, it also says the next one
This card-
passes
this
because it's on 5.
This card says you have 8 copies of Devastator Cannon in your deck. That's what it says.
If you have 2 at the same time.
If you have both,
yeah.
it mimics the card.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This card,
Doppelganger.
I think this card picking up the 5 diff is almost even better. But
Yeah.
Still really good.
Yeah, I think these actions are fine. I think these actions are playable. I think like when I look at an action, I look to Zhang Zhui's action. I think her action is exactly what an action should be. Exactly what an action should be.
she has a very balanced one.
It's like,
Yeah.
if you're going to kill me, I ready 5 cards in my staging area. I don't die from this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has some other effect that does 3 damage attacks.
Your attack with a permanent damage of 3 gets +3 damage and gains stun 3
Yeah.
as a remove effect.
Yeah. And so it's like that's very, very good for exactly what it, and it's a 3 diff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I check a 3, I tap 1 for it. That sounds great. That sounds completely fair. It is good it's good at the beginning of the game, it's good at the end of the game. Sounds rad. Sounds totally rad. That's exactly how I want an action to be. I know this card exists. I have to play around this card, but it is not so absolutely gangbusters that
Kian.
yes, it is not so absolutely gangbusters that it is just abysmal.
Yeah. Like Revoke is a necessary card in the game. I hate that Revoke is a required card to play as a 3 or a 4 of in every single deck that shares symbols.
Yes.
And I don't feel like these actions aren't that. That's not what these are.
No action should be on the same level as Revoke.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
And I
Correct.
believe that.
It's too strong.
I believe no action should be on the same level as revoke or bang.
I mean, surprise reunion is the actual balanced version of revoke.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
And I even like almost to the point where like the 3 actions that I named, revoke, out of your league, bang. I feel like all 3 of those cards probably shouldn't exist. I think out of your league is the most fair because you pay 3 and it'll stick in the card pool
I
if it
think
gets canceled.
out of your league is absolutely a necessary card in this game. There has to be something that answers assets or actions.
it has to be answers or responses. That's what
Yeah.
you mean.
I mean,
Out of your
It
league
It cancels responses.
Yeah, I know it cancels responses, but there are other cards that cancel other responses.
Yeah.
Very few cards cancel response on an action card.
Yeah. Out of your league also cancels responses on characters, which is
yeah. Yeah, there are like 4 actions that you just kind of play when you're playing that symbol, which is like obviously revoke, out of your league, bang, and prepare to fight. Those are the cards you play.
Obviously, you don't need to play prepare to fight.
card sucks. I was playing against Dylan with my Fey deck, and I was playing. I kept an out of your league in my hand the entire game, just because like he's playing evil, he has revoke, and then I just played out my whole turn. He doesn't own revokes, and so I was playing around this card for absolutely no reason. But I was so petrified of revoke that I had to play completely differently.
Yeah.
And we played 3 games. I didn't see him check a single one, and I was just like, it doesn't matter. He could be playing one of it, and I just haven't seen it. I have to keep this card. If that doesn't tell you how banana sandwich revoke is, I don't know what does.
Mm-hmm.
And none of these cards are that good. So I'm down. I'm super down. Final thoughts on the topic: actions, assets, being playable.
Yeah.
I like it.
I believe the entire table agrees that these actions are good and the assets below, and you should never play any of them. Right, Travis?
Yep, for
Right.
sure.
That's what.
That's not what I said. but
That's
okay.
not at all what I said
That's
as well.
They're the worst cards that have ever been printed in Jasco's era.
I said don't base a deck off of.
If
That's all
you
I said.
take and you find any of these cards, you should
What
throw
if
them
we
in a
base
fire.
a deck off of all of them?
Are we? What? Hold on.
Try symbol Bishamon.
Try symbol Bishamon. Let's go.
I'm down. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the 4th topic of the week. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by this fantastic crew.
We got Mason.
Jacob.
Travis.
Into your mic. And once again, my name's Tam. What Study Hall is for the Unenrolled is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, before we get into the topic, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor of the week, and that is patreon.com/TCG University. if you like the content, please go out there and support us at one of the tier levels to get exclusive content or gated content. If you don't have any bucks to toss, that's totally chill. You can go out to youtube.com, do all the cool YouTube stuff, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get those notifications. Topic 4 of the week is something that's a little evergreen, if you would, and that is the concept, the idea of win more cards. What are win more cards? And give me a few examples of win more cards.
So win more cards. They are cards that you don't necessarily have to have to win, but effects are okay. They're very costly and do a lot of amazing things, but they're just worse than the basic cards that do basic things that could just win you the game.
Totally.
They're flashy.
They're
flashy.
very flashy, yes. Some examples on my behalf. A lot of the assets of the new set, like Shanghua's or Grows. Grows gets +2 to multiple, but that means you had to have hit them with 2 other attacks for the multiple for like the momentum anyways. So it's like, what's the point of having +2 to multiple when you can just kill them without that?
I misread that earlier. It's +1 to multiple or -2 to the multiple rating. So you can reduce
whatever.
your opponent's multiple.
+1 to
ratings.
multiple still. That means you had to hit them with another attack.
And Deadlock Enhance gives +2/+2.
Cool.
It's the only
Deadlock
card
doesn't
in the game.
exist. That's the only Deadlock card in the entire set.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Neat.
Raging Demon. Raging
Very
Demon is
much.
a win more card. You do
Mhm.
not need Raging Demon in any deck ever. Even if you went on UFS Ultra and said, my deck's name is Raging Demon .deck, you could play no copies of Raging Demon and be better than playing Raging Demon.
Yes.
Raging Demon sucks.
But
there
Ringman.
I could easily play Bloody Baptism instead. That is a much better evil attack for that deck. Right? Yeah, I mean it
Questionable.
It just is.
On paper, in statistics wise, Bloody Baptism is much better than that card.
And that's exactly what we're talking
We'll
about.
come up with
actually.
a different name. Actually, this card I think might actually be a win more card, but I love playing it. Ivy's ultra rare. So its name I don't remember.
Guilty something.
Guilty Throne. It's a 7/3, 6 mid for 7. So like, just by the time you can actually play it, your opponent can easily block it. So it's kind of useless. All it does is draw you specific cards, which you should already have to kill your opponent anyways.
Probably.
That's just how I feel about it. And there's other ways of drawing those cards anyways in Ivy. You can use Merciless Master, stack your throws on top, and just draw them. So I don't know.
I think it's less of a win more and more of a build around, because you can compare that card like straight across to Trinity Geyser, and that was a build around card. They do almost the same thing.
Yeah, but I never thought that was good ever. And that was a win more card as well. Trinity Geyser's a win more card.
I would say Trinity Guys is a win more card.
Yeah, because you could just play Tengu Dive. You don't need to play that.
So there was the Trinity Guys was designed for Terry 2 Dot as a character. That was his card. And you know how many people played that card competitively in Terry 2 Dot? 0.
I mean, in the one character it was good in, it was not a win more card.
Whoa, that card would have been sick in Takeda. Just saying.
In Ringman,
It would have been
that was your kill condition. It was not a win more
But there are
card.
so many better Ringman decks than Trinity Guys or Ringman.
Was there?
There were.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't feel like there was.
Way
I
more.
100% think there is. Like the issue that you have with Geyser Ringman is it's a 6 on a 2, and so like the point of Trinity Geyser is to continue to play them out.
Like it was
and
super.
so Geyser sucks. Geyser's not a good card.
It was super cool to play Trinity Ringman and be like, on turn 2 I played 3 Trinity Geysers and I almost killed you.
Yeah.
But if you don't kill him, you lose. You can't do anything else the rest of the game.
I mean, you could like loop one more Trinity Geyser onto them on the next turn if you lived, but like,
But if they live through that many, I mean, they're gonna live. No matter what.
yeah, but like,
I mean, you just built like
you
what,
could play an
7
evil.
foundations?
You could play an evil
I mean,
Ringman
also
deck
looking
with
at it,
bloody.
though, I think any deck that requires this enhance to activate to work, like this Bloody Baptism Ringman deck, or not Bloody Baptism, Trinity Geyser Ringman, if it's stopped by revoke, it's unplayable. It is a win more card. If a card is canceled from revoke or out of your league, it's a win more card. It doesn't need to be there, because every attack of yours should be able to play around that.
Do you have something you want to say? Because I don't agree with that at all.
I don't agree
know.
with that at all either.
I don't see why.
So then every card in this game is a win more card.
Calm
My
down,
bad.
Travis.
Every card in this
on.
game is a win more card.
Hold on,
then.
here's
Okay, so the way you just worded that was every card that can be stopped by out of your league or revoke is a win more card. That's literally what you just said.
I meant a deck concept.
yeah.
I
There you
mean,
go.
there are a lot of decks
There
that
you
can
go.
do that.
That's
Still, like there are a lot of decks that just get shut down by revoke.
But
Yeah,
Does that
and
mean
those
they're
are
bad?
win more
But-
decks.
yes.
one
Yes,
revoke.
They're not top tier.
But so here's the thing: if your opponent has one revoke, draws one revoke in their entire game, and that one revoke, them playing it, makes you lose the game, you're playing a win more deck. That's what Jacob's
Because
saying.
you lost to this guy having one card,
that said you
so
don't.
it didn't
get to do
matter what
something.
else they did. I could be playing against a Ringman deck that's playing this Trinity Geyser. He plays out all these cards. I drew dead and have one revoke and like random foundations. I've drawn foundations for 5 turns, and I have a revoke, and you can't play the game anymore.
I mean, how many times have people just died to their opponent having a revoke
I'm not saying-
regardless?
No, but other things happened that game.
If I played one of my competitive decks where they revoke my big shot, I don't care because my attacks are going to kill them without me needing the big shots. The big shots are win more. They're just to bait out all the cancels.
They're insurance.
They're insurance.
I guess.
Do you agree? Do you disagree? Disagree. Argue with them.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
I
People lie about
disagree. I think that I don't know. I don't think that just because your deck randomly sometimes gets stopped by revoke means it's a win more deck. Like there are so many times where people play a deck.
would you consider that a gimmick deck then?
I mean,
And then we can ask the question: do you consider gimmicks win more?
how many times have people just died to revoke anyways because they're trying to go in and randomly one of their enhances gets stopped by revoke and then they have to
And then their opponent lives at like 1 life. That's what
Yes.
revoke's supposed to do, though.
Yeah, but does that mean that your deck
But-
is win
So
more?
so that's
because
different
got
than what I was
stopped?
saying.
If I play a Trinity Geyser to draw 3 cards and my opponent revokes it, and then my turn ends because I can't do anything, that's what Jacob's saying.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But still, if you're losing the game because of revoke in one way, you're losing the game because of revoke in another way. It's the same difference.
Well, you don't necessarily lose in the other way.
Yeah.
You ending your turn, you do lose.
I mean,
No matter what. You
I-
lose a turn, you
that-
lose the game.
Jacob's saying that if revoke ends your turn outright, and it isn't like the last thing you're doing in the turn. Anyways, we're
Team
kind of
Consultant is a win more card.
we're getting off topic by arguing about this.
Team Consultant is not necessarily in anybody's deck ever. Team Consultant, after you fail this check to play this as your first form this turn, you may add it to your staging area committed in your combat phase to not end. Respond after an attack deals damage, draw a card. It's a 4/5 with a non-block. That card doesn't belong in anybody's deck ever.
That's true.
yes.
How many times have you watched your opponent cry because they passed this card?
It is hilarious.
They play this card and they're like, "No, I passed it. No, I have to play with the card in my card pool." Yeah, it doesn't deserve to be in anybody's deck ever. They win more card,
Yeah.
and that is my example of a win more card. Of it's not. So we can bringing it back. We just got past it. Bringing it back to this thing. Revoke is like the strongest card in the game, right? The deck that I just won the Collinsville PTC with was, hey, if you had 2 revoke, I lost, because I only ever got to hold 1 answer. So like that's not very fair. But at the same time, I've got this singular combo that I do. There are more options that you could play.
I have a better example.
Please.
If you're playing Trinity Ringman and you never draw a Trinity Geyser, how do you win the game?
I don't know. You just be a basic all deck. Like the deck could still kill people outside of drawing Trinity Geyser.
I didn't see a single person playing that Trinity Geyser deck win a real game of UFS without Trinity Geyser.
I mean, I'm sure it had definitely happened. At the end of the day, you're still playing a basic all attack lineup that can kill people. Like slamming 2/6 on a magnet slam could definitely kill people.
I don't know.
What's the fairy tale action that replaces Princess Perry for Coffee Samba?
Oh,
Race Against Time.
yeah.
I think that card's win more. I don't think that card needs to be in anybody's deck.
Oh yeah, no,
can get with
that card's really gimmicky.
Mhm.
Honestly, my example of win more cards are gimmicks. Anything that's a gimmick is kind of win more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like there is that duality of
yeah,
the
like how many times do you have a really cool gimmick?
wait, that happened? You did
Yeah.
that on me? I'm not prepared for that at all.
Yeah,
Well, I guess
exactly.
I lost.
yeah,
like-
like there's
I have a good one.
there's 2 different kinds of gimmicks, I guess. There's the gimmick that you aren't expecting, and then the gimmick that you know exists.
Like the best example I can give of the gimmick exists was when James Stevens went to this past PTC in Chicago and laid down Goro as his character card, and then proceeded to play Air Ground Smash 40 times.
That's a gimmick. I didn't know that existed.
And he definitely just took that to the event. That's what he played at the Chicago PTC.
What, 3-3?
Yeah, he did not do great, but he also like got food poisoning in the
Yeah,
middle of
he
the
had
tournament.
food poisoning the whole time, so it's like,
He was not thinking straight.
yeah.
I have an example of a win more
Oh,
card.
wait,
all
let
means.
me say mine first.
Okay.
Night Crusher. When Liu Kang existed, okay.
Yep, yeah.
Barrett built this Night Crusher Liu Kang deck, and he was like, dude, this deck is the sickest. And I'm like, yeah, that is the biggest win more deck ever.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you could play a Night Crusher that was a 3 mid for 40 damage or something like that, because you saw a bunch of things. Or you could just play Neurofatica and put it there, and you still
just
win.
kill 'em.
Like, I don't know. That's a good one for me.
Raging Dragon Zodiac. It's from the Soul Calibur set. Since that's the newest cards, I figured I'd choose one from there.
Sure.
It is a combo enhanced with the Foundation, which is a maxi thing.
Yeah.
Discard X Momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Ready X Foundations, draw X cards. I think this card's super cool.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
But
But
Yeah.
At most, this thing maybe says discard 3, ready 3, draw 3.
Discard 3 momentum to ready 3 foundations, draw 3 cards. That seems kind of good.
That's actually really strong. But
What's its control check?
5.
it's a
Oh,
5-3.
It's a 3. It's a
three.
5-3.
It's a 5-3.
Yeah, and it's a 4 mid for 8. So in Maxi, it's a 5 mid for 11.
Okay.
So like this card's good, but I think I still would consider it a win more card. I'm sure there's plenty of other cards. Although somebody's gonna prove me wrong and be like, you have to play this card in Maxi at a 4 of to win every game with Maxi, and they're gonna go on to like get top 8 at Worlds.
Shoutouts.
Do it.
to the future.
And then with Maxi, like at least top 8 at Worlds, if not win the whole thing, with this fucking card at a 4 of in their deck, and they're
Duh.
like, this card is the MVP of my deck, and I'm gonna be like, dude, fuck yeah.
And we could be like, you're the ultimate sack. I love it.
Because guess what this card is? This card's Trinity Geyser.
I agree. Same stats, dude.
This card's literally Trinity Geyser, except you have to discard momentum to activate its effect instead of having a very specific combo.
And it's less control or less difficulty and better control.
I mean, I think.
And it
Ivy's
is a better
ultra
blo-
rare
it is
and
a
a better
better-
combo requirement.
It
It's
is a
only one
better block
foundation.
on it, and it is a better combo requirement on it. The only thing it's missing is the stun keyword.
We can give it that.
Geyserhead's done.
Yeah, Geyser, it's stun too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Who cares?
It didn't matter.
You're so buttered.
I
But what I'm saying is, I consider this, the only reason I argued with you and said that Geyser would win more card because this was my example of a win more card, and I think that they're pretty much identical cards.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
They're very, very similar in what they want to do.
Travis, get a thought out, my dude.
I still think that Ivy's ultra rare is closer to Trinity Geyser than that card is.
I'm not saying that this card is invalidating your argument that Ivy's ultra rare is a Trinity Geyser.
Because we could have 2 Trinity Geysers in the set. Little did you know.
And they'll both be bad.
I think Ivy's ultra rare is fucking nuts.
I also agree playing it.
I
All
think
of Ivy's nuts.
I think it's I think Ivy's ultra rare is a build around card and like less win more build around. Like you're gonna build your deck around it if you're gonna play it.
Ivy's ultra rare is set up to pick you up other pieces. So
Yeah, I use that to just draw
you
foundations.
use
to live.
that card is a build around card. You use that card to build around something else. That card gets you your other pieces for whatever combo you're wanting to play.
Yeah. I never use that to actually.
I think
play
Trinity Geyser is kind of the same thing if you have 2 combos in your deck, but then your deck starts to become really gimmicky, so it's like you can't really do that. So
Travis, I feel like the last 2 topics, people have been picking on you. I want to make sure that you get everything out that you want.
Nah.
Is there and we appreciate you being such a beautiful sport and like having a conversation. I think it's been one of the best podcasts we've had in a bit because like we've had like a bit of a heated argument.
because I'm here.
It's because Mason Johnson's here, you know? Man without a title. The man with many titles. The man with 1,000,000 titles.
Do I have that many titles?
Hey, you gonna come to nationals and team with me and J-Ray, so we can be the Triple Johnson team?
Oh yeah, because
Never
he's
mind,
Middle
never mind.
Johnson. I
He's the
forgot.
Middle
Yeah.
So my question
I apologize, J Ray, if you see this.
My
that I
question
forgot
he
that.
doesn't watch our content. We suck.
fair
My question
enough.
is, Travis, do you have an example of a win more card? I don't think you've actually shared one.
I haven't, but
Please say Trinity.
Certainly
Geyser.
not Trinity
Oh my
Geyser.
god. He was just butthurt that we said it before him. That was the whole reason.
so I think a perfect example of a win more card is actually Nightmare's ultra rare.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect example of a win more card is
Perfect.
Nightmare's ultra rare.
Can you
And
explain why? To the
so
good people.
you can
Ooh, he's pretty.
you can kill people without that card. It just kills them.
yes,
faster.
missile launcher exists.
Yes.
In any symbol that missile launcher has, if you show me an ultra rare, I will most likely tell you it's a win more card because it's not as good as missile launcher.
Yes. Yep. Which I don't know if that's a problem with game design or missile launcher. Or...
Missile launcher, that's the problem with
You
it,
know
yes.
what? You know what this card looks like?
Hashtag
Some fun time.
Hyper Chain Drive.
hashtag ban missile launcher.
Way,
Ban missile
way
launcher.
better.
Hyper
Chain Drive.
Why, it's for 16.
I
Wait.
know.
Please ban launcher.
Please ban launch.
Please.
Is that the push wheel that everybody's in now?
I
That's
want
everything
it
on the
so
existence.
bad. I
Yeah?
want it so bad.
I mean, your statement that you just made is the only reason I really need to know.
We can
but-
talk about it after the cast.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a different
It is a different topic.
topic. a topic that we've brought up every show. So
I believe we've talked about Revoke and Missile Launcher in all 4 of our podcasts today.
yes,
I agree. They're the best 2 cards in the game.
Crazy.
One stops the other.
Nope, not really.
No, missile launcher.
There's multiple enhances on the
missile
missile launcher.
kicks the shit out of Revoke. Hell yeah, discard a card. That didn't have a block on it anyways.
Wait, you discarded that card to cancel my stun? I guess I'll just give speed then. Oh, shucks.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I guess I'm where I gotta be. And Tyler wants to edit this podcast because he has work tomorrow. So with that, thank you very much for watching the content. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here, Mason. This is a blast, dude. This was fucking great, man. We record every Wednesday. You are more than welcome. Open invite. Show up at my house sometime after 4:00. Maybe I won't be taking a nap. Definitely was today.
Yeah.
Well, I am at the point now where I almost never close at work anymore, so I never have to work past 5:30. So
Rad.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you.
Something might be happening.
And if Abby wants to come on, she's more than welcome to as well. I don't know what her schedule's like. She can sit in one of these chairs too. Or not. I don't care.
That's up to her.
That is totally up to her. Let her know though.
I will.
So with that, thank you very much, you guys, for watching the content. Go out to Patreon, do all the cool stuff. And most importantly, stay learned.
Get learned.
Ben learned.
Get bent.
See you guys.
Wait, is that the new?
No.
Dang.
That's the only thing you guys. You're the only